Hi everyone, thank you for joining us here this evening from home. Welcome to Manchester Get Ahead with Mentoring. This is a youth panel discussion looking at the benefits of mentoring and the different mentoring offers here in Manchester, and there's loads of them. This is one in a series of events to launch Manchester as the UK's first city of mentoring, which is so exciting. I'm Aisha Williams. I'm a presenter, producer, and wannabe DJ. And there's a lot of varied mentoring activity across Manchester. So joining me today to share their experiences of mentoring are Adeeba in the middle, Reece and Dylan. Lovely to have you here, guys. Welcome. And both Adeeba and Reece, Adeeba's from EY Foundation and Reece is from 1 Million Mentors. You guys were the ones to receive mentoring. And then you, Dylan, on the end, from Power2, you mentored someone younger than you as part of Power2's peer-to-peer mentoring program. So I'm going to let you all introduce yourselves now. Maybe if we can start with you, Reece.
Yeah, that's fine. Hi, I'm Reece. As I said, I've been mentored by 1 Million Mentors, and I'm coming to the end of my journey, but it's been really great with them so far, and I want to be able to spread the word so other people can get mentored.
Amazing. And you're in your first year at Manchester Met Uni, am I right?
Yeah, just started.
How are you finding it?
I'm loving it.
I wish I could go back to uni so badly. But that's great. Thank you. Adeeba, if you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Adeeba. I'm 17 years and I worked in the EY Foundation during the summer holidays.
Great. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a great time. Time went flying.
Time flies when you're having fun. And you, Dylan, last but not least, if you introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Dylan. I am 13 years old and I have been with the Power2 project.
Yeah, great. And did you mentor someone in year 6? Am I right?
Yes, that is correct. He was lovely.
Oh, as are you. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, it's actually one of the best things so far, since just helping another has made me feel better and has helped him as well.
Oh, yeah, helping others makes you feel better, and that's a lovely thing about it. But thank you all for being here. And we'll dive straight in. So could you tell me a bit about the mentoring program that you registered with through EY Foundation, for example, and Power2, and like how it all kind of worked when you registered? If we go to Adeeba, are you okay answering that?
So I found out about the opportunity through school, through my business teacher. It was actually last minute and I thought to give it a go since it was during the summer holidays. I really wanted to do it because I didn't know what course I wanted to do in the future, like what I want to study in the university. So I decided to go into this work experience and try it out and see how it is, so I can kind of get an idea of what kind of stuff they do and everything. And by looking at that, I made my mind up and I've seen like what I actually want to do. So it was like really helpful.
What did your mentor sort of help you with then the most?
My mentor, she actually helped me a lot in everything. I've had like 2 sessions with her so far because it's once every month. And she's helping me on my personal statement currently.
Okay.
And in the past, we've just talked about the course I was looking at. So I was stuck between computer science and business, like which one I should do. So I've been looking at it with her, like about that.
Yeah, that's great having someone to talk to about all that stuff and like help you through like which decision do you make.
Yeah, because like it guides you and you can see better like what you can do and that. So
yeah, that's great. And Dylan, should we go to you? How did you register with your mentoring program? Because you mentored someone else, so that's quite interesting and different from Adeeba and Reece. So how was that process?
So it was just basically like any other normal morning. I was in school, and then I was told to go to this room is one of the computing rooms in my science block. Went there, and then we met the lovely people there who gave us the idea to help us with mentoring others. And I thought that sounded really good, and it was also with some people that I knew. So I thought it'd be great to also be with my friends and help other people.
Okay, so the people that you knew, were they going to become mentors as well? Or do you mean you knew the people that you were going to mentor?
Oh no, I didn't know the people I was mentoring, but the people that that were other mentors, I did know some of them, and they were also really nice people.
Yeah, that makes it a bit easier, doesn't it, than if you're with your friends. Lovely. And then you, Reece, what was the process like for you getting involved in getting mentoring?
For me, it was through my sixth form in my 13th, second year. I actually got in touch, and then I did it through the first generation scheme of my university.
Okay.
So then they actually got me in touch with 1 Million Mentors and got me involved in that scheme. And then I applied for it. Had to have a matching system, so I'd put in information about myself and what I'm looking for in somebody. And then I got matched with a mentor who has them same qualities that were able to give me the experience and that helped me through what I needed.
Yeah.
So that was mainly for me.
What were you looking for in a mentor then?
I was looking for more experience with just CVs, the process of going to university, and like somebody that was well organised, because I was not in college.
Did you have a very messy room at uni then as well? Yeah. I know, that's a yes. So what were you all hoping to get out of mentoring, being mentored and being a mentor? For example, Dylan, when you signed up to be someone's mentor, you said that it's a lovely opportunity to help someone and that helps you as well. But was there any other reasons why you were like, I want to mentor someone?
It's because I always liked helping people, if it was just by helping them get through a tough time, or just helping them by giving them all something like a chocolate bar or something when they feel down. And I felt like this was the next step to helping others and making it more of a possible thing for me to do with others.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that reminds me of when I actually had a mentor in year 7. I completely forgot about this, but they helped me with the transition to high school and like just checked in with me every week and saw how I was finding my classes and my friends. Is that the sort of same thing you did for the year 6 person?
Yeah, that's basically the same thing now. As is, literally the same thing.
Yeah. That must be really nice for them, and you'd made a difference for them. What about you two? What did you think you were going to get out of mentoring?
To be honest, I wanted mentoring for support and someone to talk about it, because I have like siblings and that, but they're quite busy with their stuff. So I just needed someone to talk to and everything and get opinions and advice. And I actually got that. So that was really good and nice.
Do you all feel like it's better speaking to, Adeeba and Reece, do you both feel it's better speaking to a third party instead of like your parents or siblings about things you need help with? Do you think that helps you both?
I'll say for me, well, it was a situation when lockdown happened, it was. Because it was just me and my mum at home. And when my mum was out most of the time working, then it would be me that outside third party of my mentor did help. And then, especially with lockdown, because most of my classes were online, it was like a new face, just someone to talk to.
Yeah, that must be really nice. What were you hoping to get out of I'm getting confused. Who was a mentor? Who was a mentee? What were you hoping to get out of your mentoring before you started it?
It really is just the help with the process of going to uni, because I'm the first in my family, and I don't really know anybody else that has gone to uni. So it was kind of a big step for me to just go further in my education.
Yeah, go somewhere that you've not really heard much about what the process is like until you got there.
No, and even just applying to uni through UCAS, that was horrible.
Oh, bless you. I know, I remember I didn't get my first choice, but it all works out in the end. And are you happy with where you are now?
Yeah, I really am.
Yeah, good. If we go back to your first session then, so your first session with your mentor or mentee, how did that go? And what were you feeling before? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Or was it different to what you thought it was going to be? How was it? Okay. Okay. Dylan, you keep going answer.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous about who he was going to be and whether he would like me or not. In the end, I did end up learning a bit about him, and he learned a bit about me, and we did end up getting along pretty well. So, the first session went better than I expected.
Yeah. Do you think it's important to get a nice vibe? It's not really a friendship as such because it's a mentor, but do you think it's important to get comfortable with that person you're going to be speaking with?
Yes, absolutely, because obviously you want to start with a good start and make sure that you're friendly with them, because I feel like that if you're not that friendly with them or seem a little bit off, they may not trust you at first and may not be that willing to listen to you or take advice off you.
Yeah, that's a really good starting place, isn't it? Just to have trust with someone. Adeeba, how was your first session? Can you remember it?
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to it because we were going to meet our mentor. I was quite worried about how it's going to work because of COVID and everything. It was going to be online, so I was a bit worried about how it's going to go, but it actually went really well. Our first mentor meeting, it was more like talking and getting to know each other. So it was more of just talking, getting to know each other, her knowing stuff about me and on what she could help me or what I wanted what I wanted her to help me on and that. So yeah.
What was she like? Was she nicer than you expected?
Yeah, she was actually really friendly. I mean, she is really friendly because I still haven't told her. No, she's actually really friendly. She's really helpful. She supports me a lot. Like I've said before recently, she told me that send over your personal statement and I'll have a look at it so she can correct me and stuff like that, so she can help me out because the deadline's soon. Can't miss that.
So she got hands on very quickly.
Yeah, she did.
And what about you, Reece? What was your first ever session like?
Mine was pretty much the same. With COVID, it was online.
Yeah, of course.
It was literally like that too. I was going through stuff, how it's just more introduction, breaking the ice between us.
Yeah.
But everything that could have gone wrong with the meeting with the internet did. So it kind of more broke the ice.
Down.
Yeah. Screen froze, Zoom crashed. So, but when we finally got going, it kind of broke the ice. But it's both it's really friendly and it's really great. So
that makes it quite funny as well. We've got a question from Sam Marcus in the chat saying, what advice would you all give to someone who is about to start their mentoring journey as a mentor and a mentee? So does anyone have any advice for anyone?
Yeah, I would say feel free to talk about whatever you want or whatever you need help in, because my mentor, she told me that what do you want to do? So she was like really open to me, and like I could ask her for anything or say anything, and she was like happy to help me. So like feel free to open up, because they're not going to judge you, like they're going to help you and support you in any way they can. So yeah.
Okay, be open. That's a good one. Would you guys give any advice?
Yeah, so I feel like for those that are about to be mentored or ready to actually mentor someone else, I always feel like make sure that you're always steady with them, and they obviously like to talk what you want with them, but to make sure that you're comfortable with talking with them, and that's okay for what you're talking about or what jokes you're gonna say, or just stay to make sure that they're okay with what you're doing and saying.
Yeah.
And make sure that they're okay with like the same.
Create a comfortable environment.
Yes, they can feel like so you don't really feel that tense around you if they ever do.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Reece, have you got any?
I say we're building on from both of them. I would say evaluate both your pros and cons with your tutor or mentor, because even if so, for me it was I wanted X, Y, Z looking for experience, and at first I got someone who was quite new, but then second time round I got someone who did have experience. So it was, I say, be open and take your time, and definitely, like you're saying, really do tell your mentors if there's anything. Even when I was really stressing about I had an exam, but he helped me organise all the things I had to do after that, and even it was just a simple thing of just email me on the day like good luck, just even little things. It's just creating a personal bond between your mentor.
Yeah, it all sounds like you all agree that you need to build trust so that it could be like a really comfortable environment. But I do understand it could be a hard process for someone who might be scared to start. So it's really nice for people to hear you guys of having such a good experience. Nika has put in the chat, how do you handle or balance confidentiality and being open about discourses between mentee and mentor? So basically, how do you be open in conversations but also keep the confidentiality and almost professionalism in that relationship? Maybe Dylan, have you experienced this maybe when you're being someone's mentor? Have you ever thought about where the line is of being really open or trying to be their mentor? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do feel like that there is a line that there should be. I don't really feel like the line should be as important, but it's rather just sort of like a checklist to make sure what you're saying is okay to share with them, and make sure what you're saying will be okay for them, because they might not be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also just to make sure nothing is bad with it, basically.
Do either of you have any points on that?
I think on your first session, when you get to know your mentor, that's when you actually find out how you can like behave with them and everything. Because there's some mentors that you can joke about and everything, but there are limits. So I think on the first mentor meeting that you have, that's when you like get to know them and everything, and from there you can maybe tell how open you can be with them. I think.
Yeah. Now I reread the question. I think Anika may be asking, how do you speak to other people about those conversations you've had with your mentor or with your mentee, because it is meant to be a safe space and confidential but also open. How how do you then speak to other people about those conversations? Are you open with other people, or do you try and maybe keep it to yourselves a bit?
For example, if you have like good friends, friends sometimes is a good idea, but I wouldn't say is always a good idea because you can't really trust everyone. You need to be like really careful who you're telling. Like if it's something to do with school and that, I think family is the safest and best place. And if not, it should be someone maybe at your school that you could contact. And that there's also like lots of websites that you can go to and talk to people online if you don't want to approach them like face to face or anything like that, which will be like unknown. So that's another good way you could talk to someone. If that
That's good advice. Do you have anything to say on that, Reece?
Yeah, I would say I do agree with that, but it's just, for me, it was quite, in a way, I was quite open. I was like, yeah, I'm being mentored, because in a way, it did help. Because especially some of my teachers, even as like, they would have more advice for me as well. So it's kind of like extending that relationship.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good, but then agreeing I think you know yourself, the limits of who you want to tell. But then again, it's not a bad thing that you're being mentored. If anything, it's giving you the best start. So I'd say that's a great thing.
Yeah, I'd agree. It is good to be open with everyone, and exactly that then that furthers your growth if you've got more people involved and understanding your process. What skills do you think then that you've developed as a result of mentoring? Because both of you, I know you've had help on your CVs and stuff, but what skills from these from the practical help that you've received, what skills have you now got?
I'd say for me, being more independent as well as being organised. Just it's more like, even if it's simple things like getting my dates into plan, just planning out work. So no, I've got this long. Just being more about being organised, and it's a lot less stressful. And with my mentor, we got invited to some workshops where we've also worked along together on projects. So it's built other skills instead of just focusing on one skill. Like it's teamwork, it's understanding, it's working together. So I feel like it does a lot more. It's just, I feel you just got to try anything you do.
Yeah, I agree. Adeeba and Dylan, are you guys organised or unorganised? I'm interested.
I'd say it's a mix, because I'm not really organised to where I can really plan something, but I'd say I'm organised to where when it does happen, I can like see what I'm working with and sort of go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not the type of person who can put the dates on the calendar, organise all of the work, make sure everything is spot on, but I just make sure what I'm working with, who I'm with, and just see how I can get on from there.
Yeah. Great. Are you what are you like?
I think I am quite organised. It's more my time management.
Me too.
Like I need to keep up with my stuff. Like for example, looking at the deadlines, not keep on the end. Like I can do it and everything, but focusing, I'll distract myself even if I don't have my phone. So distracting myself.
You're
I need
a
to stop
procrastinator.
Yeah.
I'm the same. If I have 3 weeks to do something, I'll do it 2 days before, just to stress myself out even more. Sam Marcus in the chat says, did you learn anything about yourself whilst you were being mentored? Oh.
I know I was being mentored, but like as mentoring, I learned that that it's not as hard as to mentor someone like who I was mentoring, because it may seem hard, like organising all the work and make sure everything is correct, but in the end, you just sort of get along like friends, and there's just some work that you need to do with them, and that's just really about it, really. Just making sure.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that is true. Any Any more revelations?
Yeah, I think for me it was a really big, well, I say shock, but it's more of self-realisation that my time management was horrible. And it's just like getting my act together.
How so? Paint me a picture of...
Like saying with sixth form and with work, I could stress myself out by doing it last minute, but even though I've got a week, it all just never goes right. And you always do it last minute.
Always.
Just procrastinate every time. But
do you guys feel like you work well under pressure?
I think I can get distracted still. I think me getting distracted is really easy. Like, it's just easy.
Okay. What about you, Dylan?
Yeah, under pressure, I am really not well with it. It feels like I'm running around in my mind just trying to search for something. I'm just running in the same direction, but I just can't find it.
Oh, God.
I'm like, where is it? What do we do? What do we do? I'm just running around in my mind like a maniac. And I'm just sat there just... yeah, like, I just don't know what to do.
Okay. Maybe don't put yourself into so much pressure by the time you get to uni as well, because that won't be good. Adeeba, what have you learn about yourself from being mentored?
I think I've learned that if I put effort into my stuff, I can actually do my work and get it done. Like if I just, yeah.
If you work hard and try, you can get anything done. I agree. I want to know what you've all found challenging, really, about the process of helping someone, in your case Dylan, or taking advice and putting it into practice in your two cases. Has there ever been times when you've maybe wanted to stop or just found it hard or anything like that?
No, it wasn't really that hard actually. It was just some easy work, and we just chatted along to each other to make sure that we was both making sure that he was doing it right and making sure that I was doing my job right. It's not that hard, but it's just something you've got to be careful with, otherwise it can get a little tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But overall it's not that difficult.
I guess in your case, Dylan, if you're mentoring someone else, maybe sometimes it can get a bit tricky with the stuff they tell you, or maybe have you ever felt that you're not really sure if the advice you're giving is right or anything like that, or do you just have you not experienced any of that and trust what you're saying?
There has been like sometimes, but luckily enough it's not that frequent. It's just like at the back of my head and not really there.
Okay, that's good though. You should believe in yourself. I'm not saying you should doubt any advice you're giving, but it's just good for people to hear if you ever have. What about you two, Reece and Adeeba? Have you what have you found challenging about the process?
I'd say probably just me just more opening up, because it is somebody you don't know, I've never met before.
Yeah.
But then being more friendly, just open, just say, this is what I'm struggling with, or I need help with this, I'd say was the biggest thing. But now, looking at it, seems daft, because if I could have been helped from the beginning, why have I limited myself? But I think that's just something quite a lot of us do.
Yeah, 100%. And I think in your case, getting to uni, you meet a lot of people anyway. And so getting to know your mentor, it's kind of in the same bracket as what you're doing every day when you meet new people. So do you think it kind of helped speaking to new people and stuff like that?
I think it did, especially with uni. It is really awkward trying to make friends when there's so many of us. But I think what really helped with COVID, being online, because it was literally putting your camera on, which I'm pretty sure I never did throughout the second year. and just talking, so like just being confident. I think that's what really made it shine for me, being more confident, just talking in meets online.
Do you think maybe if it had been in person, how do you think that would have made the process differ?
I think it would have been easier, but it would have been, I think it wouldn't have been as unique as like, as my mentor. It's kind of like my online friend, so we email, we'll talk, but I've never actually met him in person yet.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's different than just actually meeting up with him, and I'd probably say it's actually been easier being online, because then it's been at both our convenience, I'd say.
Yeah.
So unique, but
through a screen, but still good. What about you, Adeeba?
I think for me was time managing, like fitting it in my weekdays, because having a full timetable was a bit hard for me to like make time for it. But I did eventually make time for it, so I had to like get up early in the morning for it. I missed
How
one.
early? I want to know.
I know I always have my mentor meetings at 9 a.m. So
I'm interested now here. What time were both your meetings? Does time of day make a difference as well too? What time of day were yours, Reece?
night time. I was
Nighttime?
just after I finished college, I was just at night. It was just never what be in the morning.
So you'd prefer it to be at night time?
Yeah, afternoon. It's just not in the morning. I couldn't be up at 9 to do a meeting. No.
I missed one, but luckily I was able to reschedule it, and I had it yesterday actually. So last week when I missed it because I didn't wake up early, I was still sleeping.
One time.
Yeah, but because my mentor, she was really nice. She was like, it's fine, no worries. And then she was like, when do you want to do it? Let me know. So even the timing and date, I was able to tell her when, and that was like really good. Like I have flexibility, so
Yeah. That's really great. And I'm intrigued, Dylan, what time were you called upon to help?
Okay, so compared to all of you, mine was actually during a school time. So we actually met them in my school, which is Wedgevale, and we just went to one of the empty classrooms in any other hall. And first, we just have like a little bit to ourselves, like the mentors. Like just to plan ahead, make sure everything's ready, and then the Power2 project people would go ahead and pick them up from their primary, and then we just meet each other, and then we'd go on with the work. Yeah, compared to both of you, it was pretty good timing, to say the least, because yeah, plus also missed some lessons, which is always a good thing.
That's always a bonus. That is always a bonus. And am I right in thinking that these sessions are an hour for all of you?
to be honest, mine doesn't really have a timing. Like it could be up to an hour, but we mostly do like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Like it depends how much we have to talk about or how much stuff we have. So
Yeah, with me it is, I'll say normally an hour, but it can vary. Sometimes it can just be longer, or sometimes it's just like, hi, you're good, you're alive, yeah, I'm good, I'm going to bed, just to make sure I'm alright.
That's good. At least it's a check-in. Tristan Maris has put in the chat, if you did the same experience again, is there anything you'd do differently or that you'd change about your mentoring experience?
yes, I would.
Go on. What is it?
I would love it if it was face-to-face, because virtually for me it's like difficult. Even during the lockdown when we had school, lessons were online. It was hard for me to learn. Like I barely learn while I'm in class, so learning virtually was even harder. So I think even mentoring, if it was face-to-face, it would have been way more fun and that. But it's still good, but it would have been even better if it was face-to-face.
Have you thought about the reasons behind that? Like, why would it have been better face-to-face?
Because I think, I don't know, but I just like it more when it's in person for some reasons. Like, I won't have to look myself in the camera.
That is the worst part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and someone's body language, and you can just build a better rapport with someone when it's in person as opposed to just on a screen. But I can relate because my manager, I didn't meet her for months and we were working together. And the minute you meet someone, it's just so much more relaxed and funny. So I get that. But Dylan, did you have something you'd change or do differently about the experience?
Actually, no. Everything about it was like perfect. We was luckily able to meet face to face even during the lockdown and all this COVID. And they nothing I could really change. All of it went pretty smooth.
You had an easy breezy time. I love it. How about you, Reece?
I'd say probably, yeah, again, about meeting face to face. But then that wasn't as strongly for me because with the college schedule, it was in every day. So it was quite easy for me to just be online.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even if it was just out of the blue or every now and again, it was a face to face to just get me out of the setting of just in the room, just being online, and just be away from the laptop in a way.
Yeah.
I think that would help.
Yeah. There's been a lot of Zooms over lockdown, so it is nice to have that human interaction. So are you all still involved in mentoring?
Yes.
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 In a way, yes.
What does that mean?
Okay, so a couple of months ago we finished the main mentoring and mentee bit. The mentees got like a certificate or like something to say that they had passed the work they've been doing. For the mentors, we still got 2 more lessons to go. Still have the mentees. So we just have to make sure everything is okay with them with school. We've got like we've got like this month for them to visit us, and then in November, and then we finished the project for us as well. So then technically it'd be all over. It's basically like just half finished for them, and now it's just finishing off for us.
Okay, understood. And Dylan, I've just thought, when you're giving advice to your year 6, what are you drawing on? Are you drawing on your experiences from being in year 6, or what is in your head when you're speaking to them?
So I just listen to like what they're doing in year 6 and what their plans were for in high school, and I gave them some advice, obviously like how the school would work, and helping them give like plans for what they would do. And they didn't really have to say that much about their primary or like the year 6, but they did seem okay with their primary. Obviously sad to leave it as well, but they seemed a lot more excited to join the high school.
Yeah, it's new and exciting, isn't it? But year 6 was great. I wish I could go back to year 6 for a day. That would just be great. Sarah Balhay says in the chat, how many sessions have Reece and Adeeba had, and what progress do you feel you've made?
So far I had 2, and I've been able to open up more and more. So in the first one, it was like get to know each other, like what kind of stuff do you want me to help you on, this, that. On the second one, it was me just going and telling her about all the exciting opportunities and stuff I'm doing and where I'm up to. So like I was updating her on how I'm doing, where I'm up to, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So like I was more opened up.
So yeah, you feel you progressed because you're just more open. You've gained more skills.
Yeah, in some ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Any particular skills? I can't remember if I came to you with this before.
I think it was time.
Yes.
Keeping up with time.
Very important. What about you, Reece?
For for me, I think I've had 15 sessions so far. I think one at the end of this month. So for me, it's been more of the transition from sixth form to uni and everything in between that. I think for me, it was organisation. That's been the main skill I've received from doing this programme, which, again, it's a life skill that I'm going to have and for life to take away.
Yeah. I'm interested in, like, those are the skills you've gained, but what, personally, how do you think it's helped you, like, character traits maybe, or things like that?
For me, I'd say it was the confidence. It just is like a freshest course and just talking to new people, because sixth form it was, again, all online, so I really didn't see any of my mates for nearly a year.
Yeah.
Then it was going to uni, and sometimes I forget how to talk to people. It really was
Same.
getting to know people. So I think it was, for me, just that boost in confidence that really helped me get through lockdown.
Yeah, that's great. What about you two? Have you gained any personal skills, traits?
Well, I going for it has helped my self-esteem, confidence, and just helped me feel like a better person overall, because I always found, like, when I feel down, I always help someone else, like give them like a little present, like a chocolate bar or some sweets or something like that, just to make them feel a little bit better. Made me feel good myself, and and now that I've properly helped someone like this, it's also gained my confidence in what to say and in new ways to help people, and also then to help me as well. So I feel like I've gained a whole lot of traits from this project.
Oh, how many chocolate bars did you give them? Because I'm concerned for how many you said you liked to eat before. So was it 1 or was it 10?
Let's just say if Willy Wonka was real life, I'd be in debt to him.
That's not good. I'm scared for your teeth. What about you, Adeeba?
To be honest, I can't really think of it on top of my head. But confidence, I think I already had the confidence. I think confidence is something I have always. Like, I always have that. And that's what enables me to open up and talk, like, really openly and all that. So, yeah.
That's good. Confidence is the best trait you can have. And Sarah, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, has also asked, how often are the mentoring sessions and how do you prepare for them to make the most out of them?
So mine is once a month. But because this month I have a deadline for my personal statement, my mentor, she said that, do you want to have another meeting before you give your personal statement and in, so she could check in on that. So it really depends, but most of mine are like once a month.
Once a month. How is your personal statement going as well?
I've completed it. My form teacher's corrected it. So I'm looking at the correction, so I need to do that. But as well as that, I've sent it to my mentor, so she can look at it as well, and she can advise me.
Yeah.
Because I just like to take several people's advice and everything before making it final. So
that's the best way. Get everyone to proofread everything, even if they don't want to. Reece, how often are yours? So Adeeba's yours on monthly.
Yeah, for me it was every 2 weeks, or it was really flexible, so it could be either a month or it could be sometimes twice a week. It just honestly depended on myself. But for me, it was just really great being flexible while saying it was I was at sixth form.
Yeah, and that's good because you can see the times when you really need it, or when maybe it'd be better to do them like every 3 weeks or whatever. So that's good that they were flexible. And Dylan, how often are yours?
Mine was on a Wednesday every week. Just to give an idea, we had it through if I can remember properly, I think it was like period 2 to period 3 or so. That's like a 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I think. Yeah. And it was just like basically the first hour was just us or so, and then in the second hour they would properly join us. And it was pretty easy to be organised and to get ready for it, since all they really had to do was just sort of make sure all of the work was there, do some quick work before they came to us, and then get ready for like a check-in to make sure.
I thought you said chicken then. A check-in.
To make sure everybody would be okay.
Great. So that's how you prepared for your sessions.
Yeah.
How did you did you prepare anything, or was it just working on the things that you'd said the last month or couple of weeks?
Yeah, for me it's just like whatever we just want to do on that day, whatever like we feel like it. So if there's anything new, first of all, like she has notes made about what we did in our last session, so she'll ask me about that first so I can update her, and then after that we talk about all the stuff, so like what's been going on recently now. I think it's actually really good because I don't have to write or do any work. It's more like just talking.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's really useful as well, because I hate writing words. It's like my worst thing. Don't know how I did uni, but it is nice to just sit there and speak to someone instead of thinking I've got work to do in this next hour or however so. But Reece, how did you prepare for them in any way?
It was really similar. It was catching up about what I've done, going over it, how I found that week, and just, well, the main thing was with work, it was what did I get done, what did I not. Realistically, put into truth, if it's not, then it's the next task. And it was just building up on that, how if I had anything coming up or doing stuff. But we did prepare, so it was, we'd have, even if it's just sometimes little 10-minute tasks or just icebreakers before the next session to just like warm us up going into it, so kind of really chilled. Yeah. And the one thing I did love was not having to do as much typing. It was just I'm talking, just listen. Which it is a lot better. Just sometimes when you just need to talk, it's just so much easier.
Yeah, and it's productive as well, so you're not like, you've got something out of it at the end of the time, even if it's not a sheet of paper, which is really nice. Sarah has also said, as we're establishing Manchester as the UK's first city of mentoring, how can we encourage other young people to get involved with mentoring? What's the process for signing up to EY Foundation, 1 Million Mentors or Power2? So how would you encourage other young people to get involved with mentoring? What's the best way to engage young people?
I feel like the best way to encourage them is to remind of like, just go back to like their first day of high school or any other school for that matter. And just remember how there may be some times when they was confused or struggling in some bits, and then you wish you would have gotten that help, and then with this can help those people who are struggling in the same situation or probably going to be struggling, and so then you can make sure what happened to you doesn't happen to them, so then it can not happen to anyone else again.
Yeah,
make it a lot more simpler.
That's really nice. Yeah, think about your own experiences and what you'd have wanted help with, and that can make you want to help someone else. Yeah. Would you say anything on that?
Yeah, I would say that Dylan's right. We are all in the same boat. It's like if you're having fears about the university, yeah, there's someone who's there who also has the same fears, and there's always going to be somebody else next to you who's going to have the same fears. I would say it is that, but for me it was just, or if you could just ask your school or your college if they know anybody who can get in touch with them, or for me it was the university through their program, or just even looking up online, trying to sign yourself in and just trying to help yourself out. So it'd be a lot more easy to just do it and just go for it, just be confident.
How would you say someone else that's not as confident gets to that point though of signing up for mentoring or just going for it? Would you give, and like, how would you engage someone that's maybe not as confident?
I'd say if you're not as confident, I'd say definitely go through your school, or even if just find another adult or someone you can confide in to represent on your behalf and do it for you. So literally, like, the university did that for me. Then I didn't have to do anything in between. Then I was just at the end point where I had a mentor. So I'd say that was great for me in a way, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who I was meant to be talking to. So I feel like that'd be great, just finding someone you can trust, or again, an adult or from a teacher, to do that on your behalf and represent you.
That's good advice. Adeeba, would you say anything more on that, on how to engage young people?
Yeah, I agree what Dylan said. Like maybe emailing your like teacher or talking to your head of the year or something like that, and go through them. That's a good way to get a mentor.
Yeah. Was that your process of signing up for EY Foundation?
I didn't know I would get a mentor, but the opportunity I got was from my business teacher, and that's how I got into EY. And then from EY is where I got the mentor from. So looking out for opportunities like this is really important. So if you look out for it, you can always get something out of it.
Yeah. Agreed. Christina has put in the chat, now that you've experienced being a mentor or mentee, how would you feel about reversing the roles? So mentors having the opportunity to become mentees and the other way around. So Dylan, how comfortable would you be as a mentee?
I feel like I would be okay with it, but it kind of feel weird since I've been used to being the mentor. It's going to be feel weird to be switched around. Like, I was being the mentee, absolutely clueless, and then there's the mentor guiding me along the way. And I'm like, it would be glad that someone else would be able to help me, but at the same time, it would feel kind of weird.
But now you've been a mentor to someone else, can you see the benefits it could have for you being mentored off someone perhaps older than you now?
Oh yeah, I could see the benefits since I could basically guess of what they would try and work with me, like confidence, self-esteem, and basically what the stuff is going to happen, like at the school or uni or college or wherever there is. I do see the benefits.
Good, that's great. And what about you two? How would you feel about mentoring someone else now?
I feel like I love to do it. It's just from having the experience, I would want to go for, even if it was with the same scheme that I started with, to mentor somebody else and actually help them along their way.
That's great. Is there a particular reason why you'd love to do it? Is it all just based off your experience, or?
I'd say, yeah, the experience, but it's also just like a challenge. It's a new thing to do. Just sets it out a difference that I'm actually able to help somebody else. I feel like, just like Dylan said, it's really nice just help other people.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. What about you, Adeeba?
I feel like I have done it in some ways, because I have like friends which like if they're going through something, or if something's happening or they need advice or support, like I feel like I'm always there. Like I try and help them out. I feel like I've done it in some ways already, so it is really nice to do it, because you're literally like helping someone out. So who doesn't like to help?
That's true. And I'm interested in hearing your top 3 things that you've loved about being a mentor or being a mentee. If you could separate them into 3 things, or it might just be one.
I think for me the 3 things are like the flexibility, like any time or any time on that. Second one I would say is like options on what you want to do. Not even options, but like telling the mentor what you want to do on that. So you're opened up to whatever you want to do. So yeah, I think that's another one. And third one is like the support you get out of it. So it's like really nice to get the advice and the opinions and thoughts on it.
Yeah, they're a great top 3. Who's going to go next? Will that Dylan?
Yeah, I think my top 3 are is working together, since it helps all of us bond, and it helps us know about each other a little bit more, which again makes us more comfortable working with each other. And I also feel like another favourite is teaching them about the school, because like when it's my first day, or like my first couple of weeks, I learned about the school, learning where it is. It was so fun to learn, but confusing at the same time. So now it feels good to know all that, and then being able to teach another person about it. And I think my most favourite one is making them understand how it all works, because obviously going through all of that without no help is kind of stressful and really confusing. So now just knowing that they won't be that confused, and being able to go through the school really, really well, without all of that, it makes me feel a lot more better, knowing another person's being helped.
Oh, that's a great 3 as well. That's a really great 3. And Reece?
Yeah. For me, I would say flexibility was the main thing, because it's just on my time, on my terms. So I was like really comfortable more for me. Then I'd say the openness just between us both, it was a really good relationship. It's just like making a friend. It's just, but he's been more of a guardian and just with guidance. And I'd probably say my third would be the connections in a way, because it is a company, it's a scheme, getting me in touch with other things such as apprenticeships, or even find a driving instructor when I was learning how to drive. It's just going from something simple to more complicated things. It really helped take the pressure off.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you guys so much for chatting with me. Do you have anything else you want to say to anyone listening at home?
Yes, I just want to say to anyone listening that if they think they're going to be a mentor or mentee, or they're about to become one, make sure that you're always going to be chill with them, learn your boundaries with them, and just try and become a genuine friend with them, while also making sure they're getting all of the work done and correctly, and to not stress out about being both, because while it does sound like hard work, in the end it's just helping another person, and it helps them, it helps you, and it's just a really fun and great thing to do. So if you are doing this, hope you have a wonderful opportunity and journey for it.
Oh, that is so lovely. It is. It's just helping someone at the end of the day. And that's so nice to remember. Any last words from you two?
I would say in your first session, open up, get to know them and everything. Don't go straight into like what you need help in or what you want and that. Like first get to know them even if it's in the first couple of minutes, just like get to know them and everything. So you kind of have an idea of what kind of person they are.
That's great advice. And you, Reece?
Yeah, it would be, I'd have to say, set your boundaries. There's certain topics you want to talk about, certain things you don't. Just get to know who your person is, who you mentor, if you're being a mentee. Just be open in this way. It is like building a relationship. It's just like a formal relationship, but in a way, this person is there to help you. So never see it as like, well, they're blocking you. It's like they're there to help you. So I say, definitely just be open and go for it.
Yeah. God, you've all been great. Thank you so much for joining me as my lovely panel. Adeeba, Reece and Dylan, you've been great. And thank you for joining us at home. This has been Manchester Get Ahead with Mentoring. And I think it's like very clear to see all the benefits of mentoring and what it can do for you, whether you're the one so kindly giving it or you're receiving it. So do get involved if it's something that interests you, as it can clearly help you. But thank you again and have a great